Welcome to this explainer. Today we're deconstructing the massive, highly ambitious narrative framework of a pitched television series called Chains of Love. If you have ever wondered how creators map out long-form storytelling, the kind that keeps audiences hooked not just for a few hours, but literally for years on end, well, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to break down the structural DNA of a pitch that aims to completely push the boundaries of the family drama genre. Let's get right into it.
Part 1. A 25-season television epic. The sheer scale of the ultimate family drama.
Okay, let's dive into this staggering premise. We're looking at a pitch that blends romance, deep family drama, gritty, grounded struggles, and action, all set right against the backdrop of New York City. But what truly sets Chains of Love apart isn't just the genre blending, it's the sheer, unapologetic scale of the timeline, 25. That's right, the creators have mapped out an absolutely massive 25 seasons to tell this story. To put that into perspective for a second, in an era where streaming platforms ruthlessly axe beloved shows after a single season, pitching a 25-season character arc is breathtakingly, almost hilariously ambitious. It requires a narrative engine that absolutely will not burn out after the honeymoon phase of the main character's ends. It demands layers of conflict, massive generational shifts, and an incredibly sturdy thematic foundation. The entire architecture of this saga relies on one brutal, highly volatile premise. When family pulls one way and love pulls another, somebody always pays the price. This dramatic tagline perfectly sets the stakes, grounding a quarter-century of storytelling in the violent collision of romance and family expectations. The guarantee that somebody always pays the price, that promises the audience that actions are going to have severe, lasting consequences. So what actually happens when your own blood relatives become the primary antagonists to your personal happiness?
Part 2. The lovers and the schemers. Factions in the battle for control.
To understand how the show actually sustains this momentum over decades, we really have to look at the character factions driving the narrative engine. You can't just have a single one-note villain for a show this long. You need a deeply rooted ideological war. In one corner, you have our protagonists, Nadia and Marcus. Nadia is a hardworking Haitian woman trying to build her life in New York, deeply, deeply torn between duty and her heart. Marcus is disciplined, he's quiet, and he fundamentally believes love should be real, not just a transaction. They're fighting for a genuine connection. Opposing them, the schemers, Nadia's mother Solange and her aunt Mireille. Solange is fiercely protective and controlling, just desperate to use Marcus for Nadia's legal and immigration stability in the U.S. Aunt Mireille, meanwhile, is the ultimate mastermind. She's driven by pure ambition and manipulation. So it's a classic, enduring war, authentic love versus transactional control. Caught right in the crossfire is this surrounding web of collateral damage, which is absolutely essential for a long-running epic. First, you have Corinne, Morel's daughter, who's being reluctantly pushed by her mother to steal Marcus away for their family's gain. Then there's Daniel, Marcus's incredibly loyal but deeply vulnerable younger brother, who quickly becomes a prime target for the schemers. Sophia, Marcus's sister, provides this strong-willed barrier against Morel's toxic whispers. But honestly, the true wild card here is Nadia's cousin, Vanessa. Her obsession with Nadia and Marcus isn't just your standard jealousy, it's a creepy, highly specific psychological fixation that adds a really unpredictable layer of tension. Is it love? Is it hatred? This surrounding cast basically provides the constant fuel that keeps the central fire burning. Part 3, Season 1, The Trap. The catalyst that sparks a multi-decade war. Now, to justify 25 seasons, your origin story has to be an absolute powder keg. The first season acts as the perfect trap. The narrative gracefully escalates as time goes on. In the first 10 episodes, Nadia and Marcus meet. The chemistry grows naturally. And, surprisingly, the family actually likes Marcus at first. It's peaceful. But then right as we hit episodes 11 through 20, the immigration and stability questions pop up. The family whispers start. Mireille begins aggressively pushing Corinne towards Marcus, and Nadia begins to feel trapped. Finally, the escalation hits its absolute peak in the final third of the season. Daniel, Marcus's vulnerable brother, is suddenly and falsely accused of a crime, facing devastating legal trouble. All of this builds to a completely masterful hook. After a shocking revelation that Daniel was intentionally set up just to hurt Marcus, the season finale leaves the audience totally reeling with a courtroom cliffhanger. Marcus stares across the room, realizing that somewhere over in the shadows, an unknown enemy is smiling. Boom. It's the exact moment the genre shifts from a simple romance into a high-stakes, tactical family war. The trap has officially been sprung. Part 4. Decades of family warfare. The marathon engine of long-term plotting.
So how exactly do you map out a conflict that spans a quarter of a century? You build a marathon engine that consistently, relentlessly raises the stakes. And the pacing here is brilliant. Think of it in eras. Seasons 2 through 5 deal with the immediate fallout, investigating Daniel's setup and watching family alliances fracture as Marcus and Nadia break up and reunite. Then, seasons 6 through 10 shift gears completely. They raise the stakes with a pregnancy, exploding family reactions, and Vanessa's creepy obsession growing way more dangerous. By seasons 11 to 15, the war turns outward to financial and emotional attacks. Hidden betrayals finally surface, and Morale's grip begins to slip. Seasons 16 to 20 execute this fascinating time progression. The kids actually grow older, meaning the next generation physically inherits the trauma and the conflict. Finally, seasons 21 to 25 bring the ultimate climax. The truth about Daniel is exposed, Vanessa's true motives are revealed, and Morale finally faces her long-overdue consequences.
Part 5. Surviving the ultimate test, the thematic payoff of the series finale.
After mapping out decades of financial ruin, imprisonment, jealousy, and heavy generational trauma, the entire 25-season journey hinges on one central question. Did Nadia and Marcus's love actually survive the damage? In the proposed series finale, Nadia and Marcus are standing together, having weathered decades of just unimaginable pressure. Their grown children look at them and ask the exact question the audience has been wondering this whole time. After everything, why didn't you give up? And Marcus delivers this absolute mic drop of a line. Because real love isn't tested when life is easy. It's tested when everybody wants it to fail. I mean, wow. This single line validates the entire marathon journey. It recontextualizes the family's toxic manipulation, not as a curse, but as the very crucible that forged their unbreakable bond.
It leaves us with a genuinely profound final thought based on this epic story. When we strip away the dramatic New York City backdrop and the intense courtroom cliffhangers, the core of Chains of Love is deeply, deeply relatable. It asks us to examine our own foundations. So think about it. What elements of your own life, your own boundaries, and your own relationships could actually withstand this level of relentless external pressure? It's a fascinating framework for a television show for sure, but it's an even more fascinating mirror to hold up to ourselves. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep questioning the stories around you.